This is Walt Disney. I would like to welcome all of you to the Park Streamers Hangout tonight. Bob, Danny, and Cordy are dear friends, and I know they have an amazing podcast for you. So thanks for joining us tonight, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 20 of the Park Streamers Hangout. I'm so happy to have you all here. And of course, we're going to kind of go around the horn, but we've got Berry Place 28, Theme Park Casual, and me, Cordy In California. So we'll start with you, Berry Place 28. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Berry Place 28 at YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, and I think that's about it. So come join me and have some fun.
All right. And Theme Park Casual.
Well, hey, kids, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter /X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual.
Wonderful. And Cordy In California, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Discord, but not really doing anything on there. But you can come join me in Discord. Join the Dreamers on Discord. So we have some good stuff tonight. Some things that just kind of came up recently. So we have some really, I guess, current news to share with you guys. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I know that Berry Place, you had a very kind of unique experience that we'll just let you go with it.
Well, I don't think there's any way of putting it other than, hey, I saw Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow at Disneyland yesterday. Now, I'm going to show you the videos that I have. I actually created a short, and I also have the live video, which I'll show you guys. And then I'm going to tell you how I tried to debunk this so I could see whether or not it really was the actual Johnny Depp before I posted my short on YouTube. And I believe 100% that this is the actual Johnny Depp. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. This is the actual short video that I created, though. So we'll look at this first.
Which one do you like? That one? There we go.
Yeah. I like
Listen, mate. I've heard about you. How do you do that line thingy where you change someone's mind?
Away your hands in a circle.
All right, I'm going to try it.
Say whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Okay. So that was a short clip that I actually let's see. I'm going to share this one too. So that was a short clip that I created for it, and I really liked it. I thought it was really cute because he was playing to the kids and everything. But this is what it looked like when I was doing my live stream. And for those of you who are watching, you got to see it live with me, which is kind of cool. And you'll hear me as I'm walking up. Before I even get to him, I'm like, is that Johnny Depp? You know, because seriously, his voice was so recognizable that when I heard that and I looked over, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like him and looks like him. So here's what the live video was like. It's about 2 minutes long, and then I'll tell you how I tried to debunk this. Ooh, it's Johnny Depp.
I appreciate that. Which one do you like? That one? There we go.
Yeah. I like
Listen, mate. I've heard about you. How do you do that line thingy where you change someone's mind?
away your hands in a circle.
All right, I'm going to try it.
Say whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
What was that?
It's really good.
So, guys, I'm hanging on here because I think it really is Johnny Depp. Yeah, I was pretty certain at this point it was Johnny Depp. The one thing I noticed that as soon as he saw me, and if you look at the short video as well as what we're seeing here live, as soon as he was asking the little boy, you know, how to do the whole mind trick thing, he looked up, saw me, and shortly after that, he walks away and says, "I'm going to try it." And he kept walking away. And then he eventually went over to the little girl and the little boy because their mom was actually standing behind, and she was, you know, telling the little boy what to say, her son. And he spent some time with them, and then he goes to leave. Now there is a handler, and let me see if I can show it real quick. So the handler is right here. I'm kind of pointing with my mouse. She was with him in the beginning, and she's over there off to the side. Oops. And so she's actually with him, but look what happens as soon as he walks away. Oops, sorry about that. So now he's leaving. Going the other way. Well, I just wanted to. The handler stays there, which is interesting. Sure. No, good. Yes. Can she get a picture with you?
Give a good shot, all right?
Thank you. Whoa, it's all that wrong.
Wait, I don't know if I got the photo.
That's okay.
Okay, so that was it basically, and there's a couple things that drew me to whether or not this was Johnny Depp. The first thing you'll notice is that when he's talking to the kids here, I'll get to it in just a moment. Let's watch this one more time.
Here we go. Listen, mate. I've heard about you. How do you do that mind thingy where you change someone's mind?
So what I thought was kind of interesting is that, he starts talking about, he doesn't say Jedi, but he starts talking to the kid about, hey, mate, how do you do that whole mind trick thing? And usually cast members stay in character, whoever they are, wherever they're at. They don't usually refer to other, characters, in other lands or anything like that. Even though the children are dressed up for, Revenge of the Fifth yesterday in Star Wars, attire, it just seemed kind of odd that he kind of brought that up and was doing that. Most cast members don't typically do that. And of course, right, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. Let me go back just a sec here. Oops. When he says it's not working.
I appreciate that. Which one do you like? That one? Here we go. Listen, mate. I've heard about you.
So watch. As soon as he sees me, he's like, oh, I'm going to leave. Right there. He looks at me and then he's like, oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to try it.
Now, the thing was, I literally had my gimbal for my streaming camera as well as my other phone in my hand. So I'm like this. And, it seemed like he was trying to avoid. And especially when Lisa went to go get the photo with him, I was doing a video. I was trying to do a photo. It turns out to be a video, and he doesn't even stay. Most cast members will say, oh, you didn't get the shot. Let me stay here. Let's make sure you capture that shot. He's just on his way and never comes back. And also at that point, the handlers are no longer with him. It's almost like he's walking off to go on break or something like that. And I'm not sure why the handler stood back and was with the family still, but I thought that was kind of weird and different as well. The other thing is, let me see if I can bring this up. Give me 1 second to stop sharing that. I have some screenshots to show you guys. Give me a second. I had to. Oops.
So while you're looking, did you happen to like gauge his height?
Well, I was looking at everything. I mean, to be honest with you, what caught me first, and you hear it in the video, is that Johnny Depp? I mean, the voice was just so recognizable. The other thing is, I've seen a lot of lookalikes there at the park, and usually they're trying really hard to sound like Johnny Depp, and he didn't try hard at all. He was just doing it. And that's the other thing that kind of caught me off guard. I was like, he's not really trying. He's just doing it. And it sounds natural and normal. And usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was just curious because, like if there was a big, disparage with the height, like, oh, he was only 5'6" or he was 6'2", then you're like, okay, well, that would.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So these are the photos. So you see, that's the first one. So even though it was a video, we were able to get still shots with them. And you'll notice that in this one right here, if you zoom in right here, we're going to come back to this because we have a photo. So Johnny Depp actually has, let me go here. He actually has tattoos on his left hand. He's got the big, lightning bolt, and then he also has some on his wrist here. And if you look at some of the things that are former pictures of him dressing up as Jack Sparrow, you'll notice that he hides those all the time. And the other thing was he had a lot of makeup on his face as well as his hands. And I was kind of like, why does he have makeup on his hands? Well, it turns out I think he was trying to hide the 2 tattoos he has. Oh, sorry. There's another one right here where he's got a number 3 on.
We're not seeing the larger. We're seeing the
really?
thumbnail still.
Oh, you're still seeing the thumbnail? Oh, what's going on? Sorry about that.
It probably opened in a different window that you're not sharing.
Oh, that's right. So give me a sec. I apologize. Let me bring that up and let's close that. And okay, sorry. I thought I was sharing that screen. Let me bring this up here. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, here we go. So this is the one I was referring to. So you'll see here, he's kind of got a lot of makeup on his hand. And he also has an ace bandage over what looks to be a tattoo right there, kind of being hidden. So I was like, what is that? Why does he have so much makeup on his hand? And why does he have an ace bandage? You see here, he actually has the lightning bolt, right? And if you look at this picture, he has a lightning bolt with like the number 3 in it right there. And it kind of looks like, if you look at it closely, like something's being covered up right here. So after, looking at these photos, hearing him talk, all that stuff, I'm pretty sure this was the actual Johnny Depp. And I mean, he looked just like him. I mean, and the other thing was, it just seemed like he was he was having fun. He was walking around. And like I said, the other cast members that act like Jack Sparrow, they do, they walk around too and whatnot, but they just didn't sound as good as him. So, and by the way, this outfit that he's wearing right here, it's not the same one that's on the ride. The one that's on the ride is from the movie. And also he doesn't have that little beard that's coming down. He normally grows that himself. This, you can tell it was actually makeup they had put on to do the beard. But that little section right here, this little piece, oh, he doesn't have his beard, but this little piece right here, he actually, that was grown in. And so was the mustache. So I thought that was really interesting that, I don't know, I've never seen the cast member who have it grown in like that.
Did anybody else report that Johnny Depp was at Disneyland?
No one else.
Because usually when something like this happens, like after the fact, they let the cat out of the bag.
Right.
It's like,
not at all. I haven't. I looked around, and one of our other friends, Vash Guy, he actually looked around to see if he could find anything about it. And no, we couldn't find anything about anyone reporting that he was actually there in the park. But when I was walking around, I had heard people, saying, "Oh, it's Johnny Depp," and it's like, whoa, they think it too. So clearly, I mean, I wasn't the only one that thought that, But the reason why I think with 100% it is him is just from all the things I said, he really sounded like it. He wasn't acting. He really was, or not acting, but he wasn't like trying to do the voice. He was doing the voice. He, looked exactly like him. He had the facial features and everything. He had makeup covering up his hands. Why does he do that with the ace bandage where he has a tattoo? So there was a lot of things that just, seemed very suspicious as to why he would be doing that. Because I don't remember previous cast members, doing that. So I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that was the real Johnny Depp? Throw the comments in there and let us know what you think. I think it was. What do you think, Danny and Cordy?
I don't know. I'm trying to look at like recent photos of Johnny Depp. Obviously, I don't know when they were taken and whatnot, but yeah, I'd have to. I'd want to see how his neck looks, because you could get the surgery and the makeup and everything, but the neck, it's really tough to disguise the neck. You can see somebody's age through their neck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I'd like to see, if there's a shot where you can see his neck pretty good. Well, no, but I mean, because that looks like a younger person's neck. That's the only thing.
There was makeup there.
Yeah, only do so much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The neck is a very difficult spot, to really hide the age, especially live like that. On camera you could probably get away with a little bit more, but live, daylight, moving around, all of that, it's a little tougher to hide that. But I do agree that there's a lot of weird little things, like the fact that he did seem to be kind of like with the camera, especially when he was taking the picture and you inadvertently were videoing instead of taking the photo. He seemed to kind of just be like, oh, you're taking a video, and just wanting to get away. I did get that feeling from him, which is not not typical of the characters.
Yeah, and we have a few people, like Monorail Molly. Hey, Monorail Molly, how are you? I'm surprised he wouldn't want it publicized, but he's never really publicized. The only time they actually did really publicize it was when they did the last Pirates movie, where he actually was on the ride and took the place of his animatronic. That was the only time they really, really promoted it, and that was really Disney doing that.
And Rogue Attraction does note, he says also Depp still isn't on good terms with Disney. So that's another little wrinkle in this.
He's not on good terms with Disney?
No, because Disney was going to reboot Pirates without him.
Right.
And they kind of, fell in with the, he's guilty before
they
trial
did
and everything.
Previously, right. Davis, he's actually an employee at the park. He says, I saw a few days ago, he wants to have no animosity to anyone. That was reported a few days ago. If you look it up, maybe it's time for Pirates 6. Who knows? I know that, they were trying to go in a different direction, but it doesn't look like that direction is going to happen. Nathan says, yes, I do. So that's what he says.
Do you see Windy Girls? Chat said she looked it up, and other people at other times have the same dude.
I looked it up on other people at other times, have the same dude on different dates, and said he's called the Good Jack because he looks like him. Go good. I found another YouTube and TikTok. Okay. Well, we'll definitely have to do that.
I was going to say, we'll probably, right? It's just kind of this thing. And we don't know unless.
Well, I don't know.
So everybody take your side on it, I guess, if you think it's him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we all have our own opinions.
Yes.
Well, it's too bad you didn't have Pirate Girl Trish or Miss Garcia with you. They would have been able to sniff out the real Johnny Depp in a second.
No, I will tell you, I did talk to Pirate Girl Trish, and she told me she thought it was him. So, but yeah, I mean, look, let's see. I'm trying to look through and see if there's anyone else on here that feels like it was him. But anyhow, long story short, I feel it was Johnny Depp. I mean, after looking at everything, but hey, there's going to be doubters. There's going to be believers. So regardless, I mean, it was a great moment. It was really, really cool, and that's the first time after seeing so many different Jack Sparrows in the park. That was the first time I ever thought that's Johnny Depp, just because of how he sounded and how he looked and everything and the way he acted. So, all right, but that's all.
Can you imagine though if it was? I mean, if it really was, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I would love for it to actually have been him, and just know that every now and then he does it. Just randomly, he'll just head down to the park and say, I'll go ahead and be Jack for a few minutes.
Yeah, maybe he was there for the big Star Wars weekend,
right?
And got an opportunity to do that for a little while. And, sure
mainly because people like us would be sitting there. Was it him? I don't think it was him. I think it was him. I don't think it was him. No, it was him.
Right. Well, Nick says he wants to believe, and Jason says, yes. I think it was him, unless he has a twin brother. So.
Because the good Jack Sparrow, right? He is good. That one, he's very good, Jack Sparrow. Right. But but you still know it's not him, right?
But that's the thing. When I saw him, I was like, no, this is the real one. I mean, and you heard me like halfway through that 2-minute section. I was like, I really think it's him. I mean, I thought it was him from the beginning, and then I thought for sure it was him, and then later when I went back, looked at the photos, that we have and everything, I went, that's definitely him. But Daryl says maybe he was doing it for fun. Who knows? Maybe. I'm really hoping that it was. Christy did say if it was a fake, he wouldn't have been so eager to escape, and also wouldn't have worn makeup on his hands. People don't usually wear makeup on their hands. The one thing that got me too is that, again, he wasn't trying to say, like when I said, oh, I took a video, I didn't even get a photo, boom, he was gone. He didn't even stay. He just took off and didn't stay. And the thing is, for the kids, he was there, but he didn't really seem to stay for the adults, like, oh, hey, and just kept going. Most of the time when you see Jack Sparrow in the park and the characters walking around, he takes the time to stop and say hi and talk to the adults and all the people. He wasn't really taking the time for the adults. Kids, yes, but not so much for the adults. So,
yeah. Well, we got a couple other chats in there that I'm seeing. It says Johnny has confirmed he'll never do surprise appearances at Disney. Dressed as Jack Sparrow.
I see that, but I don't know, Manny.
And according to Rogue Attraction, it says he's in London right now as of 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I say we'll just everybody, whatever you think, you're right. That's pretty cool, though. Well, that's some great. Yeah, kind of like what Christy was saying there.
Yeah. Never say never.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that was great footage that you caught, though. Regardless, right? Like, whatever it was, that was pretty cool. You got us all thinking.
Yep. Good vibes. Don't crush my dreams.
Where did I miss that? Where was that? Oh, right there. Oh, yes. Don't crush my dreams. And by the way, thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's good to see everyone in the chat. So,
we're just gonna say, you know what? Bob caught Johnny Depp.
Yes.
As Jack Sparrow at Disneyland.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
So now what? Now we've got Leo under our belt.
Yeah. We've got Jack Leo Sparrow. And Lucas Haas, right?
Yeah, Lucas Haas, that's right.
And now Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So. I'm with Manny. Let's all believe. Don't spoil the magic.
Exactly. Yes, I'm with you on that, Manny. All right.
Well, thank you guys for letting me present that to you.
No, that's very cool, and that was just yesterday too. So that's some of that the updated news that we had, right? That just happened 24 hours ago, or just over 24 hours ago.
Exactly.
And I know we were also going to talk about, Bob kind of filled this in a little bit earlier. So just some information like on the park, Disneyland permit updates. So kind of gives you a little like view into what's coming up with, maybe construction and things like that in the park. So
yeah, so let me let's see if I can bring this up real quick. So just to give you guys a heads up, I've made some contacts, and I've been able to get a little information about what Disneyland's doing and how they're doing it, regarding permits and things like that. Now, permits are pretty much public knowledge. You just have to know where to search and to find this information. But I was talking to someone who actually recently worked for Disneyland, and this person actually shared some really interesting information with me. The first thing we'll talk about is something I am able to show you and report on. And let me see here. Let me copy this and open it up. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I just lost it. Let me bring it back up. I think it went to the next page. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and share this. Okay, so this is the permit for the Briar Patch at the Disneyland Resort. So the Briar Patch, as you'll remember, is the store that's on the side of where Splash Mountain was. Long time ago, it was the trading post, and it's one of the original buildings that was in the park once it opened. So it's been through a lot, obviously. So one thing that I was told is that they're putting in new electrical conduit wire from a panel, and they're disconnecting it and reconnecting it, located at the Briar Patch Retail. And of course, that's going to be raised berets eventually. The one thing that's not in here, and they have not reporting on it, and there's no permit on it yet because they haven't. They're not trying to do anything. Once Disneyland tries to do something, or they're going to do something, they have to file a permit. And then once they file that permit, then it's published at the city of Anaheim. And basically, the other part of this, and so this is rumor because I can't verify this yet, and maybe we'll see it in the future update, is that the back of the Briar Patch, when they open it up, apparently there's some really interesting smells coming out of that building, and they're kind of shocked and not sure where the smells are coming from. Also, the wiring obviously need to be redone. Obviously, the wiring we see here, and it is being redone. But if you imagine, the wiring in that place is probably pretty darn old, and they probably haven't really updated it, most of it, in a long time. Maybe they did back in 1989 before the ride opened for Splash Mountain. Maybe they didn't. But obviously, they're redoing the wiring and the paneling. So the other couple things I'm going to tell you are things that are rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but this is what I was informed about. And hopefully once they do have a permit for this, we will see if it's true or not. But one of the things that I was also informed about was that when you do the final drop of Splash Mountain, which will soon be Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you go all the way down underground. And when you're underground, you're going underneath a bridge that people walk over. Well, apparently that bridge is out of code and has been out of code, and they need to replace it or get it up to code. So that could be one of the reasons why they're having some issues with Tiana's Bayou Adventure right now. Obviously, with all this wiring that needs to be done, I heard that there's a lot of wiring that needs to be redone on Splash Mountain. And I have found other permits that show what they're doing and some of the electrical that they're replacing. So I believe that to be true, obviously. Plus, they're doing so many new animatronics. I mean, you're talking about a ride that opened up in 1989. So they're probably trying to update as much as they can, because this next ride, who knows, could be open for another, 25, 30 years more. So they probably do need to update a lot of this electrical, especially with all the new stuff they're putting in. And I'm going to read you one of them here in a moment that I also have. Oops, let me put this here. Oh, give me 1 second. It closed the page. I need to reopen it. Okay, so one of them says here for Splash Mountain. Oh, you know what? They just added a bunch of new ones that weren't on here before we started the show. So they're just getting updated here. Interesting. Well, we'll look through them real quick. So that's the Briar Patch. I gotta go one more. So here we go. Where's Splash Mountain? Oh, there's Haunted Mansion. Interesting stuff with the Haunted Mansion there. Oh, here it is. Splash Mountain. So non-residential addition. They're going to construct 492 square feet to add an electrical room. They're going to install platforms, steel framing, and a structural support for show elements. They're also going to modify existing stairs. They're going to replace 4 windows and 47 squares of synthetic roof shakes. They're also going to construct 155 square foot trellis, and they're going to add 22 light poles to Splash Mountain. And that was a plan revision on the original permit. So, and you can click on these and find more information, but that's the basic information. Also, it says here that, maybe I did just find. So I see here that Critter Country, area development, remove and replace bridge surface topping, install new beams, and strengthen girders. Interesting. I hadn't seen that one before. So there's a lot in there. And yes, right? So I see something there. But what's really cool is I think, maybe every 2 weeks we'll report on some of these that sound kind of interesting. Like right now, and these are the ones that are just added before the show started. Storybook Canal, they're going to replace 2 light poles. Pirates of the Caribbean, they're going to replace 7 light poles. Mad Tea Party is going to replace 3 light poles.
Lots of light poles being replaced.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Jeez. Central Plaza, they're going to install 18 new light poles. Matterhorn's going to get 1 new light pole. And then let's see, electrical to support Disneyland Resort, Adventureland Bridge, tenant improvement. Where's the Adventureland Bridge? Are they talking about which one is that?
The water, just
probably the one from the hub.
Yeah,
that's the only bridge I can think of.
That's the only thing I can think of too. Yeah.
But is that one even really a bridge? I guess
maybe they call it a bridge.
The water kind of crosses somewhere underneath.
Underneath it from Adventureland.
Mm-hmm. And then we also have the Buzz Lightyear building. They're going to do some new electrical to replace and relocate a dimmer and extend all circuits. So those are some of the things that they're doing. And I think it's kind of neat hearing some of this. Now, there's more behind these stories that we don't know, obviously. Now, a couple of the rumors, and again, these are rumors, or actually I have one more rumor because the bridge we already talked about. But one of the other things that I was also informed about is that if you go to, and by the way, I think I forgot to download these. There is a, let me see. Did I actually? Hold on one second. Let me see if I actually have it real quick. Because I thought I sent it to myself. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. So there is a building that's right in front of the Astro Orbiter. And this building, by the way, it actually has a, whatchamacallit? It has a ditch that they actually covered up, and they actually put a roof on top so you can't see it. Now, I was told that when the pandemic had ended, the rumor was they were going to build a brand new facade in front of Tomorrowland to welcome people into that land. And it was going to be really cool looking. But when they started digging up this area to build there, they ran into some things they didn't know what to do with. Pipes, electrical wires, not sure where they went. And they found some other stuff or equipment that was underground that they were just like, okay, we don't know what to do with this stuff here. So they built this little wall area, and they've had it there for a long time now. And I was there. In fact, I tried. Oh, you know what? I can maybe I can show you my live video. Well, let's see here. I got it here. Let me go back. It's one of the first things I did is I got on the Astro Orbiter, so I could take a look at that and see. So let me see if we can actually catch it on. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. End of the video, maybe. Let's see real quick. All right, here's Astro Orbiter. It's that building right there. So this is the building I'm talking about. So it's literally in front, but apparently they don't know what to do with this. And you can see this has been here for a while now. Most of it has a cover on top. Some of it doesn't on the other side there. But, I thought it was interesting that this person was telling me, hey, they were supposed to do this, new facade in front of, Tomorrowland, and they scrapped it because they didn't know what to do with this stuff. And they're still not sure what to do with it. It's been so long, they decided to cover up until they can figure out where this stuff is going, why.
Well, I was going to say, when we were talking about it, you were saying that it's not that they don't know what to do with it. It's that they don't know what those,
where it goes,
what those are for.
Right.
So they don't want to start just cutting things and chopping it and then realize that they just, cut power or something to, one of the attractions, and then have to basically shut it down while they redo everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what makes it extra interesting, is that they don't even know what these are, what they're looking at. They're looking at these pipes or whatever that's down there, and they're like, we don't know what this does, where this goes. What is this powering something? They don't know. Yeah, which is extremely weird.
No plans showing what that stuff was. I mean, they're saying that it goes way back to the beginning days of the park, and that's what's kind of weird. And so who knows what it is or where it goes to. Imagine they actually do cut something or damage it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, nothing's working in Tomorrowland.
Maybe that's why we got the French fries. They just stuck French fries on it, on these places. They saw it. Let's just put those on top of whatever we don't want to touch.
Yeah, and that could be it. That they saw that when they were doing when they had the rocks put in, and they were just like, what do we care? We're just covering them. No big deal. Yeah, they're not worried about it. And now they're kind of running into, well, we got to do something with this now.
Exactly. So now I can't find. Apparently, I'm gonna have to go back pretty far back to see if I can find a permit. When I go to, find these, you have to look at all the different addresses for Disneyland, and there are multiple addresses, not just 1313 Harbor Boulevard. So it takes some time to research and find all this stuff. So I will keep digging, see what I can find, obviously. And I think it'd be a good thing to, bring some information to you guys from the Berry Patch so that you know what's happening, what's going on at Disneyland, California, or DCA. Or, hey, tomorrow, by the way, just a FYI, tomorrow is the final vote for the city of Anaheim to vote on Disneyland Forward. So I bet you anything we're going to be hearing some stuff. Plus, they have their their earnings announcement tomorrow morning, early before the bell, which I think is kind of interesting. So I think we're going to get a lot of new news out of tomorrow and beyond. So we'll keep our eyes out for more permits and what we can find, because I guarantee you, as soon as they announce something, I'm going to be looking for those permits so we can report to you as soon as possible what we found for you guys. So
yeah, we have a couple of theories. Terry says there was a Sky Bucket hub around there, if I recall, and then Zombies brought up the House of Tomorrow attraction. That if it was,
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking House of Tomorrow. That one was basically right there. But it's still a little bit of a distance, and even now, I think they still have like one big block where the House of the Future used to sit is still there at Pixie Hollow. But it's kind of weird that, like we said, they just kind of dumped the French fry rocks on top, and then but there's also that pond little area that was done probably maybe late 90s, sometime in there. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine that. Where do those pipes go? I'm curious where those pipes are, aiming,
Well, what's interesting about, because I just saw it on someone's vlog about that it hasn't been lit up, and then I started to think about it, right there in the pond area, how they used to light it up. They have fountains, and then it was really pretty blue. But then it made me think about it. I'm like, I haven't seen that lit up. I don't know, just all these little things, right? You wonder if it has to do with some of the things that we're hearing or finding out,
very crazy.
And not to go off topic there, but George was asking us where to go. What are your thoughts on the earnings? I don't know. I feel like the reason why they're doing this early in the morning tomorrow morning is because they have a big announcement. They only do that when they have some sort of big announcement. What that announcement is going to be, I have no idea. But because they're voting on Disneyland Forward, they're not voting, I thought, until tomorrow evening. So it's a little too early to jump the gun on that one. But I have a feeling they're going to announce some stuff tomorrow morning, and then after Disneyland Forward, if it gets approved, which we think it will, then we're going to hear some more stuff. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the city council vote. This next one feels like it's a formality. I mean, it's like, yes, we already voted, and yes, we still all think that. That's kind of how I feel that's going. So it could be that they're going to kind of prep everybody for what's coming. Give a little bit of, more of that. Oh, we may have the Avatar experience coming, and this and that, and maybe even throw out a couple new little teaser bones out there for everybody to start going, oh, why did they say that? Oh, they said that now, because they know that Disneyland Forward is pretty much a done deal now. Right. So it could be that that's what they wanted to do so that they can get ahead of the game and give the stock a bump in the daytime. And then once the vote is official in the evening, that's when they get they can hit the ground running in the morning and have a whole another fresh cycle.
Yeah. What do you think, Cordy?
I say we'll know tomorrow.
Good way to segue. And real quick, yeah, Paul said the same thing going back. I wonder if it's old infrastructure for the house of the future. So yeah, we're kind of on the same page. All right. Well, that's all I have for Disneyland permits.
Okay. So. Well, this kind of leads into another update that we just heard about this week, just a couple days ago even, right? I think with the Golden Horseshoe, we have an update from there, which I don't know if you guys had heard anything prior to this, but I didn't. So I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't hear about it until somebody posted it, and I got it on Sunday, which was already a day too late.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about it, Danny?
So basically there was a post talking about what the entertainment that was currently offered in the Golden Horseshoe, which was a solo pianist where they would play Disney songs and, crack the little one-liner dad joke kind of stuff. And that's being basically taken out with no replacement that we know of at this point. So if you guys didn't get a chance to see them, I can't quite read it on the screen, but it gives the names of the performers, and they will probably end up at Knott's Berry Farm at this point, because that seems to be what happens. But the only thing I can say is I'm hoping that Disney is doing this because they've got another show coming up. I would hate to see the Golden Horseshoe stage go basically dark, for no reason other than budget cuts. That would be a shame. And the pianist, every time I was in there and they were playing, it was hilarious fun. I mean, they were groaner kind of jokes, but it was so much fun, and they were very talented musicians. So I'm bummed just because it's another piece of entertainment that's going away, which is not my favorite thing to talk about.
I feel like I like you said, I feel like there's something else coming. Like I think they're making.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's actually like a show that's going to bring people in just to go see that show. Because the Golden Horseshoe, it's a landmark. It's got Walt's fingerprints on it. Walt watched the shows in there. It's got a history of having one of the longest running, stage shows ever, with the Golden Horseshoe Review with Wally Bogue. I'm hoping we hear something soon that, hey, we've got a new show coming, and it's going to be, harken back to the days of the old Golden Horseshoe Saloon kind of thing, and give us a good, fun, rollicking, good frontier town type of show.
Yeah, that would be nice. I remember when they used to do, when my kids were little, they because Toy Story was, kind of new, but they had a whole show in there with Bullseye and Woody, and it was fun. Yeah, so yeah, that would be nice.
So unfortunately, we didn't get any warning, so we couldn't even go and check out, one more time and get a video, say thank you to the performers.
Yeah.
That's the bummer for me. It's like I would have loved to be able to go see it one more time.
Yeah, that was an interesting part. That it was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, is this happening next month? No, it already happened.
Yeah, I know.
So, and kind of in the same vein, right? Like we have an update over at DCA. Something from the past, right? Disney past that has resurfaced. And I thought it was great placement. And Barry Place, were you gonna?
Yeah, unfortunately, the pictures that I sent to myself for some reason they're not showing up. So let me share another page that was on the internet here that I can share with you.
I think we all made some sort of short or reel.
I haven't had a chance to go see him yet. I'm hoping maybe on Wednesday.
Yeah, so this is coming from wdwnt.com, and this shows the Big Owl statue that they have here. It's literally right in front of the walkway that goes right into the bridge for the Grizzly River Rapid ride. But I love it. It's a great little statue. I like the fact that it says Big Owl on it. Especially on the guitar, and it is a really cool statue. I don't know what made them think about putting it there, because it's a grizzly bear from the Country Bear Jamboree, but the Country Bear Jamboree obviously has not been in the park for a long, long time. It's over at Walt Disney World, but I just thought this was really well done, and it was amazing. And everyone I've talked to said that is so cool. I'm so glad they put it here.
Yeah, and it's in that area, isn't it? Like I think you might have said this, but the vacation, right?
Yeah, the DVC kiosk.
Here it is. You can see it a little bit better here. So the DVC, kiosk right there. Let's see. Does it show any other? There's the same one.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was something that they didn't activate the first couple of days or what, but it does have a Magic Band interaction.
Oh, I didn't even try that.
Yep.
Wait.
That's why I said I don't know if it wasn't functioning, but I've heard that now there is a Magic Band interaction. That if you have your Magic Band and touch it, you get there's some narration or voiceover or something that happens. I have not checked it. I didn't want to see it. I want to go and check it out myself.
Well, this title says Big Owl statue with Magic Band Plus interaction installed at Disney California Adventure. So maybe it's right here where the guitar.
It's either the guitar, maybe it's at the horseshoe on the guitar somewhere.
I don't see anything. Usually you've got a round circle for it, and that's the only round circle I see on this statue. Because I don't see it anywhere else.
It could be like over at the one interaction area on Buena Vista Street where you get near it and then you just wave the circle.
Oh yeah, it could be like that too. But yeah, that is really cool. I wish I'd known that because I didn't know that it had the interaction when I passed it yesterday, and it was just brief. But I'm glad I got to see it. And like I said, what a great idea to put that there. And
I'm hoping that they're testing to see how popular it is, and then possibly say, you know what, maybe we could, put a little bit of an overlay in Grizzly River Run.
Yeah, or
even better. Get us a whole little theater with the Country Bears back.
Right? That's what I was thinking there. I'm thinking, hey, this would be great if we could bring back Country Bear Jamboree and what a great place to put it next to Grizzly River Run. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like, they could build some space and do it. So,
well, when they bring them back, because I've seen the characters that's where they have them is over there. So,
they've had the Country Bears.
Yeah, like around? They'll have them stand. I forget why they had that going on, but it was like along the side where the hotel is, under the shade, in those little coves cut out. Yeah.
Ooh, look what Paul had to say. Big Al was voiced by Pete Renade. Or wait, how do you say that? Renade, whom I met. Pete was the video guy for the farm scene in Horizons Epcot. There you go. That's kind of cool. Thanks for sharing, Paul.
Well, so we'll all have to check that out and see how that works. And I will say, just on the topic of the magic bands and kind of that interaction, I feel like they improved. I feel like it's improved because you don't have to. I remember having to like swing your arm around forever to like make it clear. And then now it's fairly easy, like the Pixar one, right? It's
the Pixar one's very easy. It's like you just kind of get near there, watch for your band to turn white, and then you just barely have to move it like that, and you get the voiceover. So
that's
they've gotten much better. And they need to do stuff like that. I mean, the magic bands at Disneyland are there's not a whole lot that we can do with them. So just even having little interactions like that makes it that much better. So
I agree.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
All those little things are just fun, and we sat and did it was it the first night? Or maybe it wasn't. No, it wasn't the first night because I got the up Sunday. But anyways, I did all of them. There were quite a few.
There's a lot right there.
Yeah, we went full. Did the whole.
I mean, it's like there's probably like 12 or 15 different ones at least, because they do like almost like 2 for almost every movie, it seems.
Yeah, so that's good. I'm glad they're doing that, because I know for me, like the biggest reason I have it is because my hands are usually full, right? We've got a gimbal and we try to do this, so it's very convenient.
It is for sure.
Yeah, when you're park hopping, it's a lot easier to just put your arm out and then not have to fumble with your phone.
Unfortunately, no magic band interaction with the TARDIS, which I was saying that yesterday. I think it was Chris. He was like, "What are you talking about? What is the
TARDIS?" You can't say that.
I was like, "Does it do anything? Will it talk? What's going on?"
Cordy's over there waving her arms, banging on the thing.
Let me in.
Say something.
Hey, real quick, George is saying it works and they don't need to take out Grizzly, and over by where the Zootopia characters are now, maybe they could build a little theater or something like that.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. So now that we're in DCA, we've got the Pixar
Fest.
Pixar Fest.
And we've all been able to kind of take part in that, right? So we all kind of got a feel for the parade, and
I actually have not been able to catch the parade yet. That's the only thing that I haven't seen the actual fireworks show. I've seen the fireworks, but I haven't seen the show itself. So I haven't seen it with all the.
This guy?
Well, here's the thing. I had to see the Star Wars version when I was there, because I was like, I haven't seen the Star Wars version, so I wanted to see that. But it was the Pixar fireworks. And then the other night, because we were doing the big race, which we'll get to in a little bit, I was on the Mark Twain watching fireworks. And so they don't pipe the music in, it's the regular narration. But let me tell you, fireworks on the Mark Twain.
Yeah.
My gosh. Amazing.
I might have to do that before it goes away.
But Pixar Fest, back to that.
Yeah. So, well, then I know Bob and I have spent time at least, trying to get as much of that in. I think it's very cool. I know, I mean, maybe I'm just easily amused, but but I think it's fun. It's a very like joyful event, the music fun, everything's upbeat. We won't talk about Club Pixar, but I wasn't
I'm really hoping that we're just not that because they're rolling out the food booths a little bit late, like it seems like they're doing it in stages. I'm hoping that maybe, like post Memorial Day, Club Pixar gets its real announcement.
Yes, that's what it's right?
Because wow, what a miss if they don't. Can you I'm completely, even though it wouldn't, it doesn't bother me at all because I don't really drink and I'm not going to go dancing at a Club Pixar thing. But from a business perspective, as from operating a theme park, that is a huge miss if they don't do Club Pixar in the style of Mad Tea Party, Electronica. I cannot believe that they're not doing that. So I'm hoping that that's like a secret announcement that's going to be coming, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, they are doing Club Pixar! I got to go see Club Pixar!"
Yeah. That's kind of I've heard that from a few people that thought, oh, maybe once the food booths are open, that it'll they'll change it up a little bit because kind of another common thing that I've heard is we've got Dance Party in Tomorrowland, right? Then now we've got Fantasyland Theater, which I haven't been able to go to yet, but they've got a lot of meet and greets and things like that. But it's, it's primarily for children, right? Which is, I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but just the point that you've got it all over the place. And I know some people were thinking, oh, maybe this will be just kind of our spot. And if you did, take part in the Mad Tea Party, you can't help but have that in your head, right? I know it can't be that, but can we have something? you know?
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but if I remember correctly, I don't recall food booths being in Club Pixar, other than the food truck that's over on the side, because they've got the little Wall-E photo right there, where I believe that used to be a food booth, right? Or am I got it wrong?
No, and I don't know if I've seen any, because I've seen people post already, right? They've got them out now, even though they're not open until, they'll probably do a soft opening Wednesday or something.
Because if they don't have food booths, then that is possibly another
they could still
clue.
One, possibly, right? They could stick one over there because there were two.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If they don't end up putting them there, then it could be a hint that Electronica, that Club Pixar for adults is coming, because they don't want to have food booths, right there in the middle where they're going to be doing the main section of the party. But again, that's all speculation.
Yeah, and I think they, you've got the parade running there, and I think they closed the Club Pixar at, was it 8:30?
Kind of early.
Yeah, it was kind of early. As well as they have the games and everything on the other side, in the corner over by Hollywood Lounge. And then, of course, I actually got to sit down and watch the little Pixar shorts. That is so cute there. Do not live stream it because it will.
Oh, yeah. Oops, copyright.
Or the, because
I caught it when they were doing lava, and I was just like, oh boy, is this going to get the stream taken down? But it didn't, thankfully.
It didn't. So I think because you just had a short clip of it. That's why I think Bar Casual.
But there are a couple of them, even the short clip. Just sorry to talk shop over here, but it did take mine. I had to go take them out before it was.
Wow.
No, the only issue I had was connection issues, but that's another issue we can talk about. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Even yesterday. But oh, by the way, hello there, 100. That's a great question. Save it for us at the end for the Q&A, if you would. And George says, I have thoughts on Pixar Fest. I'm sure he does.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely want to hear what those are, George. But, well, Casual, what do you think about Pixar Fest?
So far, I think it's been fun. I mean, it seems like it's aimed at the younger set, though. So I'm curious to see what the food booths do. I haven't looked into what the food offerings are yet, but that's going to be a whole nother layer. And that's why I'm kind of hoping that we do get more, that they're rolling it out in stages, because we're not even to Memorial Day yet. So there's plenty of time for them to make another announcement that's for, it's going to take us through the rest of the summer. But it's fun. I don't care for some of the decorations, just the weird little kind of contraption looking things. Those aren't necessarily my style, and I think they feel a little bit out of place. Other than that, I'm fine with Pixar Fest. I think it's a fun, light little, kind of a festival. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the parade and I haven't seen the fireworks full blown, but the fireworks themselves are fantastic shells. They are amazing shells, which I have to say they're even better than Wondrous Journeys and Mickey's Mixed Magic. Probably better than Halloween Screams fireworks, as far as the actual shells themselves, the explosions that you see and the colors and what they do. They seem like state-of-the-art type of fireworks, which is really cool. Especially there's ones at the end where they explode and it's almost like a patchwork of colors that changes like 3 times before the stars, dissipate out. So I will say that the fireworks shells themselves are amazing. So I can't wait to see it with all the music and everything.
Well, and so I took my daughter with me on opening night of Pixar Fest, and so we were only there, unfortunately, for about 3.5 hours before we had to leave, and we left right after what was supposed to be the fireworks, but the fireworks got canceled that night, which is a real bummer. So we saw the projections, and I really did enjoy the projections, and I think they are really cute. Some of the things they do too, like when the whole Coco scene comes up and they have the blow up, skeletons. I think that's really cool. The projections themselves are a lot of fun. And then even watching the projections afterwards on the sides of the buildings in Main Street are a lot of fun because, with Barbie at the very end, which just cracks me up. I mean, no matter how many times I see that, she's like, can I stop smiling now? Oh, great. Oh, I need a break. I need to go on a 10-minute break. And, it's just, she's hilarious. I love it. And then it doesn't stop there. You think, okay, it's going to stop. And then it keeps going, and they have little characters that come on screen and continue to go on. So I thought that was kind of cool that they did that. I was not expecting that to happen. Obviously, I'd heard some things. I was trying to stay away from the rumors and whatnot as to what they were doing, but I really like that. Now the thing was, I honestly felt though after I saw the projections, I'm like, the projections were cool, but without the fireworks, I was like, I thought that was just kind of, it wasn't that great or interesting. I mean, again, the characters are cool and fun, but to a point. And the next night I was able to go back, and the next night they had fireworks. And let me tell you, with the fireworks, off the hook, made it 100 times better. And I felt like what Theme Park Casual was saying, the shells were amazing. They really went well with the music, and they went well with the animation. And I was like, this is what I was waiting for last night. That last night was not as great as what tonight is. This is awesome. And also, if you've got a Magic Band, check out your Magic Band. It's so cool because it does the Pixar colors, and it's very colorful. It's bright and vibrant, and it was fun. So really, I just Together Forever was an amazing show, and I really, really enjoyed it once I got to see it in its full form. The parade is cute, and they have some really good characters. I don't know. I kind of feel like the parade was just okay. I mean, it's not as, it's a very short parade. It's not very long. It's not like Magic Happens or anything like that. But the characters are cool, the people dancing around, they're okay. The song is a little catchy, not as catchy as, some of the other past parade songs they've had. But it wasn't bad or anything. The only thing I had a hard time was, just shooting it for my audience because the live stream I was having connection issues. But other than that, it was fun to see, and I've gotten to see it a couple times now, so it was pretty cool. But overall, I only got to try a couple of the food items. One of the things that was really disappointing, Grunge, thank you so much. Grunge gave me a super chat and said, hey, go get, the alien macaron from Alien Pizza Planet. And I said, great. I went over there, and it was like 4:30 p.m. And the lady's like, oh, sorry, we sold out of those a long time ago, and we don't have any more today. I'm like, I know it's not early, but it's not too late either. You ran out at 4:30, before 4:30 p.m. She had said that they ran out previously. So I can't imagine when they actually did run out of those, but I didn't get to try it. I did try the green drink, and it was okay. Nothing spectacular. I'm not one for the popping bobas. I felt like the popping bobas kind of changed the flavor of the drink, which is probably, it's interesting, but it was okay. And then I thought there was something else that I tried, and I can't remember what it was. But if I think of it, I'll bring it up. But it is fun going back to the Pixar. What's over there? The Fantasyland Theater. What do they call it again?
The Pixar. It's like 15 words. It's a Pixar play, playground, play, plop, plop,
yeah.
plop, plop.
That's the thing I think I'm disappointed in the most, because while you can just walk in there and you can see that, get in line to get, photos of the character stuff, when the people came out on stage, and were dancing, it was kind of like, no one was really, I mean, there's some people that got down on stage and they're dancing, all the kids and whatnot, but to me, it was not very exciting. Yes, it gave something for the younger kids to do. And yes, there was plenty of, area to go around and get your photo ops, but I just thought it was okay. I didn't think it was anything spectacular. That's the one thing I think was disappointing They do have a lot of great foods there. I can't wait to try. So, I think that they did a great job of having a lot of different types of food to try out. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, they do have a Disney food blog. And go there, check it out, and you can see all the different types of food they have. So if you're planning on going to the park, check out their food blog, because I think it's give you an idea of what you can get and where. And I think that's a great idea to do before you go.
Yeah, and I also did a video on that, actually a live stream before Pixar Fest started. So we went through the entire Disney food blog. So if you want to get everyone's what we were kind of thinking, that was a lot of fun to do. But and we tried a few of the foods there. There's Ramon nachos at the studio catering truck. That one was a hit. That one was excellent. And then people have gotten it afterwards and had the same experience. So that was good. The consistency so far with that one. And then they have the flautas over at Paradise Grill. Those were really good.
They've got flautas?
Chicken. Yeah.
I like flautas.
And what else? Oh, we tried the birria pizza when I was there with Devin and CL. And what else did we try? Me and Christina got to try going over to Disneyland. They have the slushies. I think they're more, it wasn't Season of the Force because we just had regular glow cubes, but Dragon Blood got us the green apple and the watermelon slushies. So we got to try those over there. What else? Oh, the burger at Flo's. The oh gosh, what was it called? The one it's escaping me, and I even have a video on it. Well, they have a new burger there. It's really, really good too. So it's like an Angus beef and mushroom burger. I can't recall. Here it is. Dinoco blue cheeseburger. So it's a Pixar food, but there are like tons of foods to try there. So you could probably try one and move on to the next and just kind of flow through those. But just wanted to highlight there. George, there's a super chat.
Yeah, I was going to say thanks, George.
What was I going to say? Oh, just kind of, I wanted to give my take on the parade because I said, yes, it's very colorful. It's joyful, but something that struck me and I talked to a couple other people was that the parade cast was very diverse. And I know it is for Magic Happens too, but I feel like whether it was intentional or not, but it kind of went with the floats, right? The movies that were represented on the primary floats. And I don't want to like spoil anything with the parade, but I just wanted to show just a little bit of the end of the parade. So I would just say it's worth following, if you want to follow it to the end, but they do something that's pretty cute at the end when you think they're going to be leaving. Let me see here. Oh yeah, here we go. Let me turn it down so it's not super loud. But so this, and they're going, into the back there. And then they come back out. But I thought it was really cool to see like Sully and Wazowski out there, kind of the classics, the Buzz and Jesse are up there. It's something really, I don't know. I just love the energy.
No, it is cool because they don't normally do stuff like this. You know, once the parade goes, they're just following it all the way to the end. They continue dancing past the gates, shut the gates, that's it. So the fact that they do have the dancers come out and do that, that was a cool way to end it, especially if you follow it to the end. You have to be at the end. So
yeah, no, that was pretty cool. And it's both parades, so don't worry, it's not just one of them. If you follow either one, I think that day I did both of them, and that I just thought that was a pretty neat thing to add on to that. And and then the fireworks, it's been interesting because we got the previews and I missed them all. Every time we were doing, one time I was in DC, I'm like, what? I'm on Inside Out and they're watching previews of the Pixar fireworks. And I watched them at Small World. You know how usually Small World is like somewhere where you're like, oh, this, it's really good to watch there, especially Wondrous, right? It was like you got a good show from Small World. But I feel like this one, because there is so much going on at the castle, and there's just so much that it took away a little bit from it. You might have less crowds, right? It's a little bit easier to view it. There's nothing going on at Rivers of America yet. We tried that, so that there's nothing going on there.
Well, it's because they got Mark Twain running.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, unless you're on the Mark Twain, but like nothing as far as projections.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely is a great show from Main Street, even just for the projections, even if you don't get fireworks, which was last night.
Well, even if you don't get the fireworks, the one thing that is cool besides the projections is that you still get to see Buzz and you get to see the up house going across the castle, which is kind of cool. So
unless no up house.
Well, yeah, it's true. They did Buzz the first night, but they didn't do the house. And the next night they did Buzz and the house and then the fireworks. So you can see it all like that. Then it's definitely the best place to see it on Main Street or in front of the castle. I will tell you, though, it gets packed in that area, especially that second night I was there. It was way, way packed. It was hard to find a place to actually stand. And of course, I just kind of snuck in because I was by myself in the back of, one area in front of, the Main Street area. So,
yeah, there's a lot of. I do like Main Street because of the show that you get on the buildings. It really it just allows for everybody to kind of experience it, in some way. And I think it's a great show for that. And yeah, the Coco thing kind of that sold me, right? I'm like, if I could just watch it from here, way back here.
Oh, that is so cool.
Because of that. That's it.
Well, Theme Park Casual, Haunted Mermaid says, I need to see TPC, glow sticks and all at Club Pixar.
we shall see. We shall see if they can get us a Club Pixar. You never know.
Monorail Molly says, I really need to get out to the West Coast one of these days. Well, they got a lot of great things happening out here. So hopefully you can join in and experience some of the fun and magic that they're doing over here at Disneyland. So
good. Perfect. So if you're going to be out there, check it out. It's definitely worth check out the parade, the fireworks, and trying some of the unique foods. And there's more that are coming out. Some came out from May 4th, and then there's more coming out May 10th, the booths, but then there's also some other new food items that are coming out. So whoever tries the pickle lemonade first, you have to give us your review. Berry Place and things like that.
Yeah, that would be good.
No pickle
we'll get Devin. I'm going to get Devin to do it. He'll give us a good reaction.
I need to try the ice cream cone. I need to try that one.
The pistachio one?
The Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, I've heard that's really, really good. Like people have said, one person said that, the shell is so thick, right? The white chocolate shell, that the ice cream is melted inside.
Oh.
But not melted, but where you're like,
right, nice and soft, and you can just kind of.
Yeah, I think it might have been Christina, but she was saying just get a cup, and then that way, you have it right on the ready. But then it was really good. And then I did get the Adventure is Out There Sunday. They have that at Clarabelle's as well. But when I went, it wasn't on the mobile menu. It wasn't on the menu at all. There was nothing out front that said here, they usually have those little placards, right, that say it wasn't there. So then I had to ask because nobody was ordering. And I'm like, maybe they don't have it. you have to ask, as far as I know, unless they've changed. But they're like, oh yeah, sure, we have it. It was really cute. I only got one tie, not three, like what they showed in the in the picture. So it's basically vanilla with hot fudge on it and whipped cream. But and then they have the waffle cones that are specific for that, or the waffle cups, bowls, whatever, that are already pre-made. It's cute, but it wasn't as fresh as like when you order when you get a waffle. So, but it's a great little picture, right? Good for the gram. So that was pretty neat. But
okay, yeah, I'm looking at the sundae right now. So vanilla ice cream, hot fudge, whipped cream, and candied balloon in a waffle cup.
Yeah, so it's cute. Yeah,
it's really adorable.
But yeah, so there's tons of that. So I'm sure you'll see across our channels, different things that we try and as we kind of explore, because it's going to be around for quite a while. Pixar stuff. So no rush.
And something, I don't know if they've had this for a while and I just never heard of it, but it's the affogato at Schmoozies.
They have had it for a while. Oh, okay. And you know what I did see on another channel, actually Chick Piano, she ordered it at Ghirardelli. It's not on the menu, but she ordered it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I have to bring up it. I don't know why it didn't show up on mine, but George also gave me a super chat. So George, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I saw that. I remember that you gave Cordy one, and did you give one to you too, Danny?
No, I think the one he gave it, he did it on your channel, but he was talking to Cordy and the other guys.
Oh, never mind. Whatever. Sorry about that. I thought, yeah, I'm late to the parade on that one. Sorry, George. Okay, let's just get that part.
Yeah.
Next on the show is.
So Barry Place and I both got to talk about Star Wars night. We had attended early on, but now 2 weeks later, Theme Park Casual has experienced Star Wars night for the very first time, right?
Very first time. Yep.
Okay, so we wanted to hear his take on it, and we'll let you take the floor.
Okay, so this was my first time going to Star Wars night. This is only the second after dark, Disneyland After Dark event that I've ever been to. First one being Oogie Boogie Bash last year. Star Wars night. It was good, but I feel like there was something missing. And the only thing I can say is it needed that headliner entertainment piece, which was normally the fireworks last year. That, it's like, okay, that's the big thing, the big, rush of all the feels, everything kind of gets packed into the fireworks. And then from there, it's like you kind of ride that high for the rest of the night. I feel like it needed something like that. Because the whole night I was like, everything's really good. But I was kind of like, I feel like something's missing, and I was trying to figure what was it. And that's what I came up with, is that it needs the big entertainment piece that, like I said, gives you the feels, lets you ride that high for the rest of the night as you're going around doing everything. The first thing we did was the Ewok meet and greet, which absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. I mean, you feel like I mentioned it because that was the one thing that I really wanted to do, because when like Cordy or one of the other streamers walked by there on their stream, they were playing the Ewok celebration music as they were walking by, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm like an 8-year-old kid again, and I just want to be right there and and hug the Ewok. But they did not let you hug the Ewok. They told you specifically, don't hug him. And I'm like, why? I never went back to find out, okay, why exactly can't we hug the Ewok?
That wasn't the one that was bothering me. How about how many pictures you got?
Oh, yeah, that too. I get it, but the problem with that is, okay, so there was me, Bob, and Jen's Crochet, and they told us you get 3 pictures. So it's going to be, 2 of you can do individual, and then you can do a group picture. So it's kind of like, seriously? You can't even, go with a group and everybody in the group get an individual and then one group picture. I could understand, it's like, okay, if there's 6 of you and everybody gets an individual and then you do a group and then it's like, oh, well, these 2 want to get a picture and then these 2 want to get a picture. I get that would be kind of an issue, but, whatever. But the problem is, before the event even started, the line for the Ewok was probably an hour and a half long.
Crazy.
So that's why they try to, keep things moving for that one. But absolutely adorable interaction. I mean, I got to get a little bit of footage of him coming out, going to his little spot, and he's running around, shaking his little spear, pointing it at everybody, and it was just adorable.
Wasn't he a little tall for a stormtrooper? I mean,
he was a little tall for an Ewok. He was one of the Ewok basketball players. Maybe he was a volleyball player. I don't know, but he was tall for an Ewok. We didn't get to see the Jawas. We didn't get to interact with the Jawas. We got to see when they were switching off. So a couple of the Jawas were interacting with people as they were walking off stage. So that was kind of cool to see how even, on their little trek to backstage, they were still, like looking at people and like trying to find stuff on them, doing the little scavenger kind of thing. So that was kind of cool. The biggest thing that I noticed was that Galaxy's Edge finally felt like it was alive because of all the cosplayers. Mm-hmm. Having that many people dressed up, and they were, this was, full-blown cosplay. Some people were, full makeup with the, the things in the back for like the Twi'leks and all that stuff. Jedi everywhere, lightsabers everywhere. It was like, okay, this is how Galaxy's Edge is supposed to be. And when any of the characters were going by, they were mobbed and it was fun and everybody was talking to them and everything. So it's like, okay, this is how Galaxy's Edge is going to be, how Galaxy's Edge should be all the time. There should be that much life to it because it felt like an actual party and it felt like there was all kinds of Star Wars stuff. Normally you walk by and it feels like there's almost nothing to do unless you're going to get some food or you're heading to one of the rides. And once they have the characters out and let people jump in and be characters and do their thing, it makes the whole land, the land transformed for me. It was crazy how much of a difference it made. So I wish they would be able to do something like that. The entertainment that was offered, it was very small scale and very difficult to really see unless you waited for a little while and knew where the interactions were going to be happening. Because like Captain Phasma, you wait in front of the carousel building, launch bay, and they come down and then they walk way over in front of Star Trader. And there's more stuff that happens over there, but because there was already a sea of people, I have no idea what happened over there. So those kind of things, it's like, well, you kind of deal with it, obviously, but that's one of the things when it's the small scale entertainment, it makes it tough for there to be, great views for everybody. Same thing with the lightsaber thing that they do with Rey in Galaxy's Edge. It was like we got there like, what was it, like 5 minutes before it started or 10 minutes before it started, and we ended up across the way a little bit because already around Millennium Falcon was just jam-packed and they weren't letting anybody else in. And so we were on the one side, and so we had everybody walking in front of us as the cast members were telling them, you can't stay here, you can't stay here. So you could barely hear what was going on up there because the cast members were like, keep moving, you can't stay there, you got to be outside the tank, keep moving, there's no more, keep moving, you got to go that direction. So it was like, okay, well, it wasn't the best experience, but at least we got to see all the lightsabers go on. And again, that's one of the cool things. When you're there, it's like, okay, this is what Galaxy's Edge is supposed to be like. So overall, I thought it was a fun event. I don't know if it's the kind of thing that I would go back to. I would love to see a Jedi version of Villains Grove type of thing. That would be something that would, would pique my interest to possibly get another ticket. But for the most part, I think for me, Star Wars Night was a one and done kind of thing. If you're a big Star Wars fan, you'll probably love it, and have a great time every single year. But for me, I was just like, it was nice. It was okay. I didn't get to try a lot of the food, unfortunately. I did get my Princess Leia ice cream, but that was about it.
Yes, thank you for Theme Park Casual treating me that as well. It was very interesting.
Yeah,
It was good.
I heard that the pastrami sandwich was really good. Bob said that the churros were with the dipping sauce were really, really good. So, but I mean, like I said, it goes by so fast. Those after hours events, it's you blink and you're like, oh my gosh, we've only got an hour left. You know, so.
Yeah, well, Brian says it the best. It needs to be longer, and the food needs to be available earlier. And I agree with that too. That's and they need to get rid of the top 40 DJ. Oh, did I say that loud? I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, I will say
that's another thing. It's like I don't know what you do there though, because that was the main part that felt like a party atmosphere. But I don't know if that's necessarily what you want with Star Wars.
Well, Jen's crochet was getting down. She was groove on, dancing, and she kept going back there to dance too. When because it was me, Theme Park Casual, and Jen's crochet who were hanging out last week, and it was a lot of fun. But as soon as we split off from Jen, it seemed like she was doing a lot of great things, and she kept going back to dancing and shit. So I hope she had a lot of fun. I'm sure she did. So
that's awesome. Yeah, we just have there's one going on tomorrow night, and then Thursday is the last night. I'm going Thursday. That's my last time. Oh yeah, Bob, you're going Thursday as well. So yeah, closing it out. And I will say, Theme Park Casual, like having just going the one night, it does make it very difficult to navigate. Unless you do all your research, and then even then, right? So you're like, hey, let me watch all the streams and see where everybody went and where to find things. Because I know there's a few people that went multiple nights, cosplayers, so they were going multiple nights. But they had it down. Like, okay, I'm going to wait here, and they also had multiple opportunities to wait in different spots for things.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. And I get it that you don't want to necessarily be able to do everything all in one night, because you always leave them wanting more. That's I'm not knocking that. It's if I was able to clear everything, then I'd say, okay, they don't have enough to do. Right. But if they have a lot to do and I feel like, oh my gosh, I missed so much, that makes me a little disappointed, because it's like, I want to buy another ticket to see everything, so you got to kind of balance that a little bit, which, like I said, as long as there's, enough to do. And like I said, I'm not the after dark connoisseur. I'm, someone who looks at it and goes, most of this stuff isn't, my cup of tea for the most part. So, but I've heard, rave reviews, so I can't knock that. I'm going to go with, if those are the kind of things that, have you enjoying a fun night with your friends, have at it. Go have a blast. And I'm not going to say, don't go or anything like that. Just for me, it was fun, but I think it was more fun because of who I was hanging out with.
Yeah. That always makes a difference too.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you got to attend. I'm glad you got to do that.
And I have to thank Bob, because he's the one who purchased the ticket for me. So otherwise I would have missed out. So thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. By the way, I think Brian also said this. The Emperor needs to talk. I agree, because he wasn't talking. He was up there and he was all. I'm like, I want to see some lightning bolts. I want to hear you talk. Do it, dude.
Yeah, and that's what, like I said, for me, I think one of the things that was weird was the Darth Maul and Darth Vader interaction. You just walk past them on the stage, and Darth Maul, he's doing, all the twirling of the saber, and he does a great job with it. He does the menacing look and all that. It's fine, but it's kind of like, okay. And then you get to Darth Vader, and the one time we did it twice, and the one time you could barely hear Darth Vader's voice, because like the speaker was kind of quiet that was piping in his voiceover.
It was cool, but you're right. It was just a little too quiet. So
yeah, but
so question is, would you go again next year?
Me, no, I would not. Like I said, if they did something like a Villains Grove style, area, I would be like, okay, now I won't. Now I'm curious.
Okay.
So
yeah,
and I think they could do it. I really think that a Jedi Sith thing could really work in a Villain's Grove style. I think they could do it, but
well,
they haven't hired me yet.
Maybe they should. You know, my I've been twice, all right, and I got one more time to go. And the 2 times I've been there, I still haven't seen and done everything that there is to offer. I still haven't seen the Cantina Band. We did try to go to Oga's Cantina. We had an opportunity to go, but
that was just weird.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, we signed up for it, and they said it would take up to 90 minutes before we get called, and they called us almost immediately. But I didn't see the text message, and I think I figured out what was happening that night. My daughter was using my iPad, and so she was getting the iMessages as they were coming in, so they didn't show up on my phone. They showed up on my phone, but they didn't ding on my phone because she was getting them. So I was like, okay, but that's why we probably missed it. But still, it was like, whoa, that was fast, and they only give you 10 minutes. You don't come in 10 minutes, you're gone. That's it. And we were never able to try to get another reservation. They were done by the time we went back. But my feeling is that I was really disappointed with this year and how it went. It was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it so far. I'm hoping to catch everything, but I haven't. The fact that I've had to go twice and can't get everything done in those 2 times is a little frustrating. And I'm sure I will this next time, but that's a lot to spend and invest. So would I do it again for my channel? Possibly for a night, but not as many times as I went this year.
Yeah. Well, did you double up on things? Like, was there stuff that, oh, well, I didn't get to see it, so you ended up going to see it again because...
Well, no, because the main focus we did this time was I really didn't get to see any of the character interactions or the walkthroughs or anything like that. So this time I was able to do that.
Okay.
Where last time it just seemed like, I didn't wait in line for the Ewoks last time. I tried to get in line for the Jawas. They had already shut it down. So that's why I thought this time let's focus on the characters, because I knew Jen wanted to do Ewoks. I know you wanted to catch some of them, but I was excited the fact that the walkthroughs, like with Darth Maul and with Darth Vader, went really fast and they didn't, take very long to get through. Right. Unlike some of the other ones, like Jabba the Hutt or
that one I was bummed too, because at the end of the night we're doing the Jabba and Han Solo and Carbonite thing, and as we're in line going through the switchbacks, the Gamorrean guard is over there interacting with people on the side, and I'm like, oh cool, we get to see the Gamorrean guard, and just as we're like one switchback away, he goes off stage, and I'm left like,
yeah, so we never got to see him. Yeah. And then Queen Amidala was awesome, obviously, and that was very quick and easy. So I like the fact that some of them were quick and easy. And that was really cool. I'm glad. I wish, most of them were like that, quick and easy to get through. But yeah, I really like some of the things, and I think there's some things they could definitely improve. So,
yeah. And it's kind of weird because the walk by is how almost all of Oogie Boogie Bash is. It's all just passing in front of the villains. But for some reason, the villain interactions are much better than the Star Wars characters. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because the villains can play that silliness a little bit, and they can kind of poke fun. Whereas, when you're passing by Queen Amidala, she's got to be very proper and very complimentary. And, it's not that same, oh, they're going to give me a zinger kind of thing. And, I'll try to throw something back at that. There wasn't any of that. So it felt a little, I don't know, I guess a little just kind of a little reserved, a little stiff from the interaction. Whereas, like I said, Oogie Boogie Bash, every interaction was almost hilarious because you're listening to what they're saying to all the other people, especially, like Mad Madam Mim and, Sid. They're really, outlandish with what they're saying with the guests.
Yep.
Yeah. Terry, stilted. That's a good word. It was very stilted.
Hey, going back to guard, he went for a coffee.
He went for a coffee break. I don't know. It was kind of late at that point. Yeah. It was late.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping you guys would catch that one. I think I went early, and I also went the first night, which was not as busy too. Like it's much busier as you go through. Towards the end and.
Yeah, I passed by Amidala right when they were doing like one of the photo shoots with all the procession people that did the costume
Mhm.
cavalcade,
Mhm.
right when they were taking the picture. So I was like, oh, let's go check Amidala. And there was like nobody in line,
Mhm.
but there was no Anakin. I thought
Oh,
the first night they had Anakin, or maybe it was
yeah.
another situation like Gamorrean Guard where, oh, he was out there at different times and I just hit it at the wrong time,
Mhm.
kind of thing. So
Yeah. Well, good. Well, I'm glad you got to experience it, and you know.
yeah, like I said, there was a lot of good stuff, and I think a lot of stuff, that Star Wars fans would just eat it up, and it's great. I'm not, crazy diehard Star Wars fan, but like I said, Galaxy's Edge came alive. The Ewok interaction was fantastic. I just think it was missing that one big, thing to kind of bring everybody in that collective, get the feels going, and
Yeah.
give you the high for the rest of the night, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Before I move on, I just wanted to. You saw that, Bob?
Yeah, you brought that up. Well, thank you, George. That one's for me. I appreciate
it.
Yeah, George doesn't have to give one for me because he bought me creme brulee when we were hanging out at the park.
Well, you brought up you were talking about Villains Grove, and that kind of could segue into our next topic because we just got news today. Was it today or yes? Yeah, it was today.
Yeah, it was just today.
Oogie Boogie, the dates, we don't know when they're going on sale, but we have, I think it's August
27th? Is it
25th?
25th.
It starts the 25th.
Yeah.
But let me bring up the dates and everything for you guys. So this is coming via Mice Chat that I'm going to share in just a moment. So give me just a sec to bring it up. There it is. All right. So this is actually for Halloween 2024 at Disneyland. So Oogie Boogie Bash is back, and for more nights than ever before. It's crazy. They are coming back 27 select nights. So they're starting on August 25th. They'll do 27th, 29th, and then September 3rd, 10th, 12th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 22nd, 24th, 26th, 29th. And I'm not going to go through the ones in October.
Yeah, basically almost every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from August until Halloween.
Thank you. I should have just said that. So, but unfortunately, unlike Walt Disney World that actually announced when their tickets are going to go on sale, they did not announce when the tickets are going to go on sale for Disneyland. So we don't know yet. So stay tuned. They are going to let us know. But the one thing they did share, and by the way, I'm not sure. Usually they have the same costumes, but I'm assuming hopefully these are the same costumes they're going to have. This is what they're showing under the Walt Disney World area. But, these are costumes they showed for Mickey and Minnie. And then they did show some of the merchandise. So coming back this year, we got the big, huge pumpkins with a mini version
doing mini
and a mini version. So that's kind of cool. I think, what was it, $75, something like that they were selling it for?
Was it that much?
I thought it was pretty expensive last year.
Holy mackerel. I wouldn't doubt it, but wow.
Yeah. And these are for Mickey's Not So Scary, Halloween. But obviously they've got some new, shirts they're going to have. They've got some new Haunted Mansion merch, it looks like, including a new Mickey doll, skeleton doll. They got a cool little, looks like lanyard, sweatshirts. They got a nice little jack-o'-lantern mug. And then, of course, it looks like here, this is the only thing they're actually showing. I'm going to zoom in here if I can't. Whoa, what the heck happened there? All right, Bob. Let me back out.
That's the gummies you love.
Yay, whoa, he. That's not what I was trying to show. So, oh, what the heck happened? Hey, okay, well, there's a Big Al. Sorry, everyone. Let me go back in there. All right. I was trying to show this photo because it actually shows the Oogie Boogie. Let's see if I can click on it. Oh, there it goes. So you can see the Oogie Boogie. This is the new shirts they're going to have. And I mean, I kind of like the design for Oogie Boogie. It's not too bad. I'm not so sure about the long sleeve shirt design. I like the other one's okay. I don't wear a lot of long sleeve shirts, so I don't know. But yeah, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, so we'll get some more information. I think that's it. Here's some things. So they've got some Funko Pops they're coming out with. looks like, for Jack Sally. Lorcana's got some new cards coming out. And then they're doing some stuff on the high seas. Oh, look at that. Donald's dressed up as a spider. How cute. But yeah, so they've got things planned out. They just haven't announced when the tickets are going to go on sale for Disneyland, and hopefully they will announce that soon. So
are the green outfits that they had the artwork for, are those Disney World outfits? And the purple ones are...
That's what I read.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it says Returns to Magic Kingdom with some new options of familiar favorites. Mickey and Minnie will don new Halloween costumes during the party, and that's the costumes I showed. But they didn't say anything about the ones for Disneyland. So last year they had similar outfits for the parks. So I don't know. I'm sure we'll get more information. I'm just kind of surprised that, given the fact that Oogie Boogie, is so huge too, that they didn't have more information. Now, I did think that was interesting, but they're going to have 38 nights for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in Walt Disney World, which is crazy. 38 nights, and we're getting 27 over here in California. So they're getting
and they're starting like way early. They're like almost in July.
They're starting August 9th.
Yeah, that's too
August
early.
9th.
That is too early.
That's a little cray-cray if you ask me. Yeah, Brian's like 38? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I think it was real
already. I mean, right?
I heard that the Not So Scary isn't quite as in demand as Oogie Boogie.
But could it
so
be
that makes me wonder why they would start so early and why they would have more.
I don't know.
Walt Disney World, but I will say, I went to the Not So Scary when it was here at Disneyland, and I prefer Oogie Boogie over the Not So Scary, and it was cool too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a whole lot different, but definitely like some of the things they do over at Oogie Boogie Bash. So, and George says way too early. Well. That's Disney's choice. And they all said that they were going to do that. Now, here's what I'm wondering, right? So my guess was that they were going to bring Halloween out on August 23rd. I believe that's when they're starting it, right? And Oogie Boogie Bash doesn't start till the 25th. I don't know. Do you guys think that they're going to open up the Haunted Mansion for the 23rd?
Yeah, Haunted Mansion, if it's scheduled to be back on the 23rd, then I'm sure that's the target date they're going for. Whether or not it actually happens due to construction, that's to be seen. But I know that's what they're aiming for. I mean, once Halloween hits, that's when you've got Haunted Mansion Holiday. That's the only real thing that Disneyland has for Halloween. I don't think they do any other overlays anywhere else in Disneyland proper. So you've got Haunted Mansion Holiday, and then over at DCA, you've got Cars Land that gets the overlay.
Right.
So Stacy Rogers had a good comment there about why they may be starting earlier, because there's a lot geared around the kids.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them aren't going back to school just yet. Not here in California. Not for my daughter. My daughter goes to school like I think on the 9th or something like that. But yeah, that could be the case as well.
I mean, you've got to. Disney's not going to throw randomly extra nights in there and start that early unless they have the data to say, you know what, we can sell the tickets. So
true.
There's obviously demand for it. It's not that hey, they're just being stupid and deciding to go early. It's they've got the data that says we can sell the tickets. Let's go ahead and start and just get it going.
Yeah. And I think, when you think about it as a family going on vacation, right? We live right here and we can just drive there. Mm-hmm. We don't have to stay in a hotel. We don't have to fly anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, after reading Stacey's comment, looking at it from that point of view, if you're planning this whole thing and you're like, well, I can't take them right when school starts.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like our vacation is in August. That's when we all have the time off. And then, it's like, oh, we could do a Halloween party. Mm-hmm. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
It's early, but.
Yeah. And they're only starting 1 week earlier for Disneyland. So, and building in those, extra few nights, but it is kind of weird to see that they're starting, early, especially over Walt Disney World, so early. And Brian Sevilla said, yeah, but Halloween is 2.5 months away. It's like,
again, if they can sell the tickets, that's why they're doing it.
It's just like, fashion. You better buy your bathing suit in like March, or they're not going to be there in June when it's summer. So it's kind of, that's just how it is. But I think it's a smart move. I mean, you see, like, it just keeps, they add on a week, right? Because somebody was just asking me about this, like, oh, didn't they start in August last year? Nope, it started right at the beginning of September it's like around Labor Day is usually when.
I think Oogie Boogie was like September 2nd last year was the first one, or something.
And then the year before it was the 6th. Yeah.
There's always a little bit of creep going on.
Exactly. Yeah. So so that'll be and we're all planning to go. Is everybody planning to attend at least one night of Oogie Boogie?
I'm probably going to get a ticket for Oogie Boogie.
Did I just hear you right?
I can't not go to Villains Grove.
Yeah, see, I got you.
I'm telling you that for me, that is practically worth the price of admission. And I'm going to keep beating the drum that places like Knott's and SeaWorld, Universal, you guys need to do something like Villains Grove. Just get away from the gore. Leave that with all the other. You got 10 mazes at Knott's. One of them should just be all mood, and just let it be something that's an experience other than what all the other 9 mazes are. I don't know why they don't want to do that, but that's my thing. It's like I said, Villains Grove for me is the premier Halloween walkthrough. And it's not even close. That's what I'm going to say. That it's not even close. It's like the only one that I think got close for me was the Depps at Knott's, and they got rid of it last year. Last year was the final year.
So not to go on that topic of Knott's Scary Farm, but do we know yet when they're starting?
Actually, I think I do. Hold on one second.
I think I saw something about like preview. Just out of curiosity, right? Is it the same trend of? Is it a little bit earlier?
I want to say Knott's is not going any earlier, or like it might be like a day or two, just because of where the weekends land.
Yeah, it's select night September 19th through November 2nd. Oh, they're going through November 2nd, probably because Halloween falls on the weekend.
Yeah. And the 19th, I think that's 2 days earlier than last year. Last year, I think it was the 21st.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that they didn't try to go closer to the beginning of the month or into August. But then again, they've never quite done that. They've always done towards the end of the month, and they're just starting just a little bit sooner now. So,
yeah, and even Rogue Attraction says get away from the TNA for Halloween as well. And I agree. There's a lot of stuff that's just, it's like, you don't need that.
Well, I forgot to share something. I wanted to share it real quick, and I'm going back to Pixar, but I have it all here, so I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So some of the things.
Oh, yeah. The new headbands.
I
like those.
Pixar Fest, so I have to make my custom headband.
You got the Lotso headband.
Yes. Kind of have.
Why don't we have another one besides Lotso there? Come on. We need 2 different.
Well, they sold out.
Or 3. Oh.
They sold out. There's not even. It's as if it never existed in. Why can't I think of his name? In the shop on Pixar here. Oh my gosh. Bing Bongs.
Oh.
They had Bing Bong for it?
So no, they have it. It was only available. You could only get the headbands and there, and then Mad Hatter in
Disneyland.
In Disneyland. So, but when you
heard those things went like crazy. They were like flying off the shelf.
So they like everything that was there, all the little displays, and it's as if it never happened.
Really? That bad?
I'm sure they'll get more, but it was erased.
So one of the questions I had, because I didn't get to see them either. So how well do they fit on the band? Do they move at all?
Oh my gosh, no, they're snug. So this is totally padded. It's very soft and it's very light, but not too light. You know what I mean? And then these are really good quality. Like you know.
So they don't move at all because
no, they're Velcro, and like I
Oh.
kept the tag on, so I just folded the tag under and then did the Velcro.
Okay. Mhm.
But so you can make them as tight as you want, but like if I don't want them to
Oh,
move,
nice.
right? But you could scooch them a little
Yeah,
bit.
because that was one of my, questions about them. And I know that my daughter's going to be asking for one of those.
Oh,
boy.
they're adorable.
gonna-
Like I was gonna go back and get
Oh.
more, but they were gone.
Well, she loves Lotso, but I'm sure she's going to add more.
Yeah, they had
She's
a
like,
good
instead of 2, can I get 3 or 4 or 5?
department. Well, see, now I wish I would have, because I was like, see, they got me. I should have just got them all the little, and you just change them out. But this is $11 or $10.
That's for the band.
Wait, $11, right? How much was this?
The band I heard was $9.99.
I know, you
asked
me to
The
see them?
items are $11.99.
10, and then these are 12.
Yeah.
So they had those, and then I didn't get one of them, but I did. So I got. Oops, can you see them?
Oh,
Yeah,
Slinky
Slinky
Dog.
How can I make them there? What if I just put them right here? There we go. So I got my
There you
Slinky Dog zipper, and then
Did
Quick
anybody get the
security.
Jar Jar hat?
Jar Jar hat.
and then can I show? Let's see if we can. There he is.
Doug. Does he talk? He talks, right?
He does. Did I already take out?
I am a good boy.
Oh, it's okay.
Just met you and I love you.
Squirrel.
I know. I take off the background, but
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And then, of course, this one, it's the wind up. It's even, a wind up truck, so you can pull it back and it'll go forward. Dang it.
Oh, really? I didn't
I
know
know.
that.
And by the way, have you guys found the hidden trucks around the park? By the way,
I haven't started looking for them yet.
50 of those things.
50
That
of them.
is,
And
a
they're
lot
like
to look
some of
around
them
the
are like
zones.
crazy decorated.
Oh,
They're
crazy
not just
decorated,
it's not
crazy
like just the
hidden.
truck set somewhere. It's
Right.
disguised as something in wherever you're at.
You see
Yeah,
it?
they
It lights up.
were very creative.
Headlights, and the Pizza Planet lights up, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, I gotta tell you
the
guys, this is
guitar.
hilarious. I was driving by the park yesterday, and as I was trying to drive in, there was a employee who was going into the employee parking lot. Was it Disney Way before on Ball, and he actually had his Toyota truck exactly like the Pizza Planet truck. It was painted right. It had the stickers on it. It had the yo in the back. I mean, he also had the sign on top. It was hilarious.
That's funny.
And I was like, that is great. They need to put that in the park. That was so cool looking. So
Yeah, they did pretty good with their little, pretty good merch on this one, I would say.
yeah, well, thank you for sharing, because that's something I forgot to bring up too when you're talking about Pixar Fest, and it's something that I wanted to check out, but I never got the opportunity to do so. But I'll definitely look for them next time, and hopefully, I'm surprised that no one thought of this sooner. I mean, that's a great idea to the Mickey ears, something different and new.
Yeah, I know. I think Tokyo has something similar. You know what I mean? Like that's what we were all kind of hoping for, to get more of the Tokyo type merch. But
we were talking about having those Genderlings put on a.
Well, that is exactly where my head went. I was like, oh, look at that. They're ripping off the Genderlings.
Yeah, I know. And there were a few people that I know on Instagram that were making their own, kind of like there's the little, like, not the shoulder pals, but they have the ones that kind of have remember the slap bracelets? It kind of has that where it holds them, so they can.
Okay.
They were putting those on, getting headbands somewhere, and then making their own similar to this. So,
right.
And then here we are. So.
Right.
Yep.
Disney's like, oh no, you don't. That's pretty cool. And gosh, we have we wanted to kind of just a lot of you were probably there. We did the big race. We've got 3 nights. So we did our day 1 race this past Friday. And I think we have more joining us coming up this Friday. So Donnie from Donnyland actually came up with this wonderful idea to bring us all together for this friendly competition. And it was myself, Theme Park Casual, Donnyland, Winx Wild Ride, and
Living Dead Fam.
And then I know there's a couple more channels joining us this coming Friday.
Yeah, we should have Cab Family Adventures.
Yeah,
I think is Slim Devin going to join us?
Make it this Friday, I believe.
I think he was trying to, yeah.
And not PJ. PJ, they're busy this weekend again, so hopefully for the 3rd. And I think I heard, I think Katie might be joining us on the 3rd.
Oh, really? Wow.
Possibly, yeah. So, but yeah, it was awesome. If you didn't see it, I say go back and watch. Rewatch
5 more streams.
No, seriously, because if you think about it, like just seeing in the chat, like all of the activity that was going on in all of the chats, it was really fun. And I think it was, all in good fun too, right?
Yeah.
We're all competing, but then it's like, it's just fun with friends. So, but I think it might really be interesting to watch if you have the opportunity to watch them all.
Yeah, because you're getting so many perspectives, and then it's hilarious how many times we would crisscross.
More so than a normal night.
I know, that's what was hilarious. It was like, I'd be like, the first thing I did, I went over to Pirates, and now I'm standing in line. Next thing I know, I was like, oh, look at that, Cordy's right here, and she walks, and she's not even paying any attention. And I was like, she is so in the zone. My money's on Cordy. She's going to win the whole thing. Gosh. And then I think like 3 of us ended up on Toad at the end of the night at the same time.
Yes.
It was like you were in line, and then I got in line, and then at about the same distance from me to you, from me to Winks. It was like, okay, we're all showing up at the same places.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how it all went down. And I started the night thinking that I don't know how we were supposed to do them all, but I was like, we're supposed to do them all, Christina. We have to do every single one tonight. Somehow we're going to do them all. And then I found out after, I'm like, oh, okay. We just, it was in 3 nights. So I felt a little bit better about my game plan because, after I was like, oh man, did I make the right choices? But yeah.
Well, I was telling everybody, it's so stressful. Trying to sit there and, okay, we got to do this, get to do this. And this is the game plan. And then something like goes wrong, like you go get in line for a ride that's not on the list.
Yes. We won't name names.
Yeah, we're not gonna call that guy out. What an idiot. But yeah, it was hilarious fun. I was surprised at how much more fun, how much fun it added to the night by having the competition aspect of it. I was like, it's just going to be, 5 streamers. We're all going to be, going doing our thing. But it was like, no, everybody was like popping into everybody else's stream and to find out where they are. And then I did a thing where I was like, if you guys donate to the Chalk Walk on my account, I'll stop whatever I'm doing and I'll go give Donald Duck a high five in the hub with the little statue like I do. And at one point, it was like just before fireworks, I was like, oh, let's get over to Mark Twain and maybe we'll be able to get Mark Twain with fireworks. And so we're going, and for whatever reason, I decided, oh, well, I better check to see if anybody's done a donation. I figured, nobody's done a donation. And Cordy had a donation. And I had to, and it was funny because I was like right at the front of Frontierland. And if you guys know what happens just before fireworks, they start a specific traffic pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't cross the hub from Frontierland to Tomorrowland. You can only go from Tomorrowland to Frontierland.
Right.
And so I was like, oh no, I've got to get back to Donald. And I don't know if they're going to let me cross. So I had to like kind of slowly make my way. And right when I got to the lineup of the cast members, I kind of just peeked through them and like slid along the railing to get in there. I was like, if they tell me to go around, I'm dead. I'm never going to make it to Mark Twain for fireworks. But I barely got in there without anybody noticing me and was able to get back.
And it's funny because I went into your chat because I was like, well, I want him to know. And I think you were on Buzz.
Yeah. And
so you hadn't crossed, right?
Right.
But then instead of like paying attention to what I was doing, I was watching them. Is he going to see it? Is he going to see my chat? Is he going to know? I was like, oh, forget it. He'll figure it out. So I was trying to give him a heads up, guys.
Yeah.
But it all worked out. So I'm sure it was good for you.
It all made sense when I saw the donation, because you put the eyes the same way. I was like, okay, so that's what her chat was.
That was fun. And that's a great idea. I really liked that idea that you had, to raise funds for for Chuck. So that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
And then Zemembi's a couple of comments up that was all night. And I would look and she was like real quick would give like where everybody was. So she's like, like very indie.
Yeah.
Right.
And of all nights for the app to just like be worthless.
Oh my gosh.
Like
yes.
the app, they could not get the wait times updated on Friday. It was hilarious. It was like, there was nothing we could do. I was like, why is this still 5 minutes or 10 minutes for Autopia? And I go over there and it's like, up in the grandstand. And I'm like, that is not a 10-minute wait. We're going somewhere else.
Yeah, that threw us a curveball there. And then even Donnie had said that, because we were talking about Rise. So I was like, I did the old, okay, we're going to go during fireworks. Let's get to Rise. And because we do have now with everybody over there watching fireworks, it's not, you kind of have to change up your strategy.
Exactly.
with that. And then Donnie had said he went over there around the same time and asked the question. So that's why you don't ask.
Yep.
But he asked, is it really, and oh yeah, it's an hour. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, which it wasn't, it was 20 minutes. So it was actually a really good night for that ride. But yeah, that was fun. I'm looking forward to this Friday. So
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I wish I could join you guys, but Friday nights are really hard for me to get to. And there were a lot of streamers who were invited. Some couldn't make this night and whatnot. So, if I'm able to, I'll try. But right now, it doesn't look like I'm going to make any of them. But it's something I hope that we'll do again in the future, and I'll be able to join you guys. So, but hey, I'm glad you guys had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. And I'm guessing that could be why Katie's going to try to make it for one of the Fridays, because she was like, oh my gosh, that looked like so much fun.
Yeah, she mentioned something about the last night, like trying, she would.
Yeah, I still need to try to get the 17th for me, so I don't have a reservation yet.
Yeah, so I think it's just the start of something, because I'm like, there, everybody had like lots of great ideas in the chat and in our little chat, we have going on Instagram. It's like everybody throwing out ideas, so I think it's definitely something that we can carry on, kind of going forward. So
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, join us all. Everyone will be posting their their scheduled live streams for Friday, whoever's participating. So come check everybody out and have fun with us this Friday. But first, on Thursday, come have fun with me and Barry Plays 28 at Star Wars Night.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot to mention one foodie thing when we were talking about Pixar Fest, and I can't believe I forgot. But I did try the new huge taco that they have.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it was worth it. So here's the thing. I really like the taste of the chicken. It has this like the chili lime chicken, but it's cold. I thought it was gonna be warm, and it's cold. It tastes like a chicken salad inside a big kind of tortilla thing. And let me show you, because I actually took pictures and I have reference for it here. So give me 1 second to share my screen here. Let me open this up. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So that is a fork right next to taco. So you can see how long it is. It's not as big. It looks big, but it's not as big as I thought it was. And it's mostly a salad. Now, I've seen other pictures from other streamers where it looks like it has a lot of meat. They did not put a lot of meat in there. So I was definitely disappointed. I thought it was going to have a lot more to it. This is another one. I did think this is kind of cool. Right at the top there, it says my secret recipe, Scott L. So I thought that was kind of cool that it's written up there. But yeah, that's what it is. And it looks like there's a lot of meat there, but it really wasn't a whole lot of meat. It was mostly lettuce, some avocado, the avocado sauce or whatever they put on top of it, dressing, and then, a little bit of meat. So, and the tortillas or the taco shell is nothing to write home about. It's just a big flour tortilla that's been, fried and it didn't have much of a taste or flavor. So chicken tastes great. Salad tastes great. They didn't put a whole lot in there. I don't think it's worth the $14.99 or whatever it costs. You get more money out of the pretzel, but I did get to try it, so I thought I'd let you guys know.
Yeah, I was curious about that. So it's not like, I was thinking it was like a tostada salad, but it's a flour tortilla, not.
Yeah, it's like a flour tortilla that's been fried.
Okay.
So,
Good to know. Good to know. Again, there's so many to try that if you can, stay away from one, maybe that you can, go to another one. So thank you for sharing.
Yep.
Yeah. $15 taco, Alan.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a $14.99, right? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys want to bring up Fantasy Springs real quick, briefly?
Yeah, if we can do it quick.
Yeah, let me show this to you guys real quick. Let me bring this up. And we're just going to cover these real fast. So Scott Guston on X had brought up several things. I'm going to scroll down here first, but he actually had several pictures from the new fantasy. Oh, I can't even think of what it's called. It's Fantasy Springs. So these are pictures of the Tinkerbell area, which is kind of cool. I'm going to just kind of scroll through them real quick. And then we also had this is Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. It's a 3D attraction. I like how that looks. That's really cool. Everything is very visual. And obviously, there's a lot of that's obviously a screen background that they're projecting onto, and so is that. And then there was also the Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey. It looks very similar to the one they have in Walt Disney World. Some of it. And then we also had the Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. This visually looks stunning. I mean, look at that. That looks beautiful. Really, really well done. Hey, Little Mermaid? Oh, no. And then last one is Rapunzel's hair glowing, which I think is really cool. And then the last thing real quick, there is a video here, and it actually has Rapunzel singing. And obviously the weather was really bad that day. It was raining, but it's really, really cool. And I think that it's neat that we have this new information. So hopefully, we'll be getting more as it's about ready to come out. But that's a little bit of a preview for you. And you, like I said, you can go find it on Scott Guston's page and check it out.
That's
on
wonderful.
X. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
that animatronic looks cool.
Yeah, it does. I like the lantern scene. I think that's cross between Little Mermaid and the teacups. Like visually, you know what I mean? Visually with like that,
right.
like catches.
So I did want to bring up something else real quick because I've been trying to figure this out, and I reported about 2 months ago here, it came from the Berry Patch, that I believe that Portos was not coming to Downtown Disney. I've been trying to find more information. I was back at Earl's Sandwich last week, and I was told by one of the employees, nope, we're told that they did not accept the contract. They're not coming in, all that stuff. Well, I finally reached out to Scott Guston, who we were just showing his page, and he actually replied back to me while we're on the stream right now and says, hey, I've been trying to dig into this one too. I haven't been able to get any information from Portos about them being unhappy regarding their contract with Disney, but the timing of everything is definitely not what was originally communicated about Earl's moving. So he's still looking into it too. But I still think that what I reported 2 months ago is probably not happening. And even Mice Chat, they just put something out recently, I think it was today, showing that, oh, here's the temporary Earl's Sandwich. We have no idea when they're going to go to that temporary location. So,
yeah, very odd indeed.
Yeah. That's. I mean, everybody loves Earl of Sandwich.
Yes.
So,
I like Earl's too, though.
It is true. No, everybody, and it's a great location right there because a lot of people grab a sandwich and go into the park or grab one on the way out. So it's actually a really perfect location for a Earl of Sandwich. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, I feel like we covered
covered a lot.
So yeah, we really appreciate everybody, spending the last 2+ hours with us going over all of these different topics. So I hope you guys have fun. But we just kind of wanted to open up quickly for Q&A if you have some questions for us, and we can try to answer them before we head out.
Real quick, Brian Sevilla says, what did you say was wrong that building that Porto's had issues? I think Barry Place misspoke a little bit. What he was saying was that what he reported on was actually accurate, that there's the possibility of Porto's not coming in. So,
yeah, supposedly Porto's not happy with the contract that Disney has presented to them, and that Disney's asking for too much money, and which they typically do, especially for downtown Disney. And so they were deciding to pull out. So that's what I'm hearing. And again, it's rumor and speculation because I haven't been able to validate it. All my sources are saying that's still happening. So we'll see. And obviously we've got someone from the Orange County Register who's also trying to look into it. So we'll see what happens.
Perfect. And then Brian also brought up, because I know he's been on the lookout for the dining packages for Fantasmic, because we thought they were already going to be, right, 60 days out. You would normally be able to, but nothing has happened yet. So, so keep an eye out for that. He's saying probably this week, which I think, especially for when it first comes back, is probably a good idea to at least do if they have it, the Hungry Bear is a good deal.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to hold off on that for a little bit, just because of how crazy, how rabid the fans may be. It could be that they're like, if we do that, and I don't know. It seems like they would sell out, of course, but I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to keep the crazy, fans and people that are like, I want to be up close, and how come I can't get this, and
But if they pose it the same way they did when it first came back, right? Because I remember I got the Hungry Bear, and but they didn't have Blue Bayou yet, like that wasn't open yet. So I had a really good spot for Hungry Bear that first year. But okay, so he says they did.
Yeah,
but they are coming. Okay.
Yeah, interesting that they're waiting this long.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Paul brought up a general question earlier for a future show. So we can discuss this later, guys. But he said, are we all okay with everything Disney based on IP only from now on, or nothing ever again? Like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Matterhorn, Horizon, etc. So that's something we can bring up on another show, Paul. So thanks for bringing that up.
Lynn asked about, I believe it's the Big Rest. Oh, hi, Donnyland. If somebody gets a trophy, like, what do you win?
That's a good question. I think at this point it's bragging rights, and that's about it.
Maybe an ice cream. Maybe we could do an Grips and Grill ice cream treat or something.
Yeah.
So so Memby says, I know it's not likely happening, but what are the chances they will surprise us and bring back Murphy?
Not in its old form.
Yeah, not in its old form. Yeah. It might be something new.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do for the finale, because without a dragon, it's going to be kind of weird. But that's not to say that they can't do something else that's really cool. But we'll have to see what they come up with. I'm just excited that Peter Pan scene is coming back, and they're getting rid of the Pirates of the Caribbean scene.
So I'm curious, because Brian Sevilla says no fire, that's for sure. They've been doing pyro at World of Color, and it's it really does add so much to the show.
Yeah, it might be no pyro on the island. It might be that they just light the rivers, but nothing on the island itself. Yeah. Which that could be, okay, they're going to do something different, and the pyro is going to be, more impressive, but it's going to be out on the water somewhere. It could be something like that. Who knows?
I don't see any other questions.
No, I don't think so. I think we're good. All right. Well, we are going to wrap up here. Again, thank you all very, very much. And we're going to go around the horn again. And Barry Place 28, let us know where everyone can find you and what's your next time you're streaming.
So actually, I am. Let's see. Well, you can find me at YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook at BarryPlace28. Let's see. The next time I'm actually streaming is on Thursday, so I will probably be there same time as you, and hopefully we'll be able to hang out for a bit. And then after that, I'm not sure. I'm trying to work out another trivia night because it's actually our weekly trivia night, but my week has been kind of crazy, so I will figure that out and then schedule it. And if you guys are subscribed to me, you'll get the notification when we go. Well, hopefully you'll get it because some of you have not been getting them, so I'm sorry about that. But that is coming down the pipeline, another trivia night. So
I love those, by the way.
thank you. I like them too.
Mm-hmm. And Theme Park Casual, where can everyone find you and when are you streaming next?
You can find me on YouTube, X/Twitter, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual. I will be planning to be in the park on Wednesday evening, and then also on Friday for Big Race Day number 2.
Ooh, be there, be square.
And Cordy in California on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and of course on my Discord. I think I'm going Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. But then because it's kind of a busy night. Thursday will be a long night.
And then Friday's a long night.
And it's like Friday, and I'll be there Saturday and Sunday, and then next Monday and Tuesday, and So
we'll see. I think I went I've been going a couple times and just running around myself. But so also Friday is, I don't know if I'll be there early enough for that, but the food booths, right, will be officially open. So, perhaps Wednesday they'll have a soft opening, so you might catch some of that, if we're able to.
And Friday is going to be interesting because it's the first grad night.
Yes, that's
so
what
it's going to be interesting.
So we'll be good on our race.
Right. Hopefully everything will be good.
Yes. It's crazy at DCA during grad night, though.
Yeah.
During the day, everything is crazy.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah. So, that's it. Thank you guys again very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate you all. And I know George already signed off, but thank you for the super chats for the channels here. And we say good night.
All right, kids.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our amazing show tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. Have a good night, everyone.
All right.